Hey guys, how's it going? Jonathan Kerr III here again. Today I want to talk about the Bankroll Network Whitepaper version 2.8. Obviously things are going to change in the future, so you'll see the versions being updated as the network progresses, as we keep on developing, and as the network grows and new contracts are added to this network. So basically, this paper covers everything from Banker Depot, Stack, Save, Swap, VLT, which is the F side of the network, Live, the VLT Stack Edition, Daily Plus, Credits V2, and also the BTT aspect of Bankroll, Boost. Boost has kind of been forgotten, so let's get back on the hype for Boost, right guys? And then we also have the retired contracts, Credits V1, which didn't mine Banker, Credits V2 does mine Banker now, and then we have contracts like Air, and retired contracts like Moon, and also the best way to enter the network from US dollars if you're in the US and don't have access to the TRON side. So basically the Bankroll Network is a decentralized finance network on the TRON and Ethereum blockchain. It implements a voluntary, sustainable, and permissionless global economic engine. This is really a key aspect of Bankroll, the global economic engine. The network really provides the ability for almost anyone to earn a share of the network and thus generate dividends in TRON, Ethereum, BTT, which is BitTorrent, and also VLT, the newest addition on this side of the network. Basically, all those different contracts are type of financial games or DeFi applications. I would not call them games. I would rather call them something like economic engines, economic powerhouses that use the community together to basically increase every player's stack size in the long run. So basically, we don't have any frustrations, we don't have any speculation going on, we don't have losing streaks like in the gambling casinos. We don't have to make up strategies for gambling, and the key aspect I think is basically sleep well at night while earning stable dividends, right? So basically the network is set up like this. There is a core token called the Banker token. This is on the TRON side. It's been there for almost a year. This token has a max supply of 21 million tokens, and basically began at 200 TRX. And so whenever you would roll in the network, or whenever you would do some transaction in the network from a volume of 200 TRON, basically you would mine one Banker. And this difficulty keeps on increasing for every million TRON that is mined. So essentially, this is almost like Bitcoin in a way. It began really easy to mine, although the games back then didn't produce that much Banker, so it was still difficult to mine even at the lower levels. As soon as Save came out, basically the Banker supply or mining level rose exponentially, and we had stages of 1 million tokens being mined, I would say almost every 7 to 8 days approximately. I'm not really sure, but it felt like 7 to 8 days since the launch of Save. And so basically all the different contracts, credits, daily, which we'll talk about later on, they all mine Banker, and they all contribute to increasing the mine difficulty and also producing supply for Banker in the network. Also Air mines Banker through credits, right? So Banker is a mineable token and has a mining difficulty that increases exponentially every 1 million tokens mined. Pretty simple, I think. And so Banker was established on the 8th of 2019, so this is almost a year old now. And it's been going steady ever since, and it's a pretty solid project, so it's really worth to check it out, I think. Also you have full transparency, obviously, from Bank Teller, how much the custody has mined, how much it controls, so this is really a transparent project. There's no cheating, there's no foul play. This really is something that the community in the dApp space or DeFi space really has to appreciate, since this is full transparency. There is no, let's say, BS going on over here. Yeah, then you also have the ability to obviously freeze your banker. You can do this in two different ways. You can either freeze them in the depot and earn TRX divs by freezing your banker, or you can freeze your banker in stack. But I'll talk about this in more detail later on. You can also power up banker. So this means you buy levels with TRON, and each level creates a different mining efficiency. So basically, at level 5, which costs 50,000 TRON, you will mine at 8% efficiency. This has been the main way of acquiring banker before the release of Credits V2 and Daily Plus. This is still an interesting way if you want to grow your banker stack. However, I would recommend growing your banker in stack instead of powering up, since the ROI for 50k TRX does take a longer time if you decide to mine banker this way. But if you want to look at the math, you can actually have a more detailed look of this over here. So, for example, if you have 10,000 bankers staked at the mining cost of 200 TRX, and you're at power level 4, you obviously take your stack, multiply it by the mining level divided by the mining level, and times that by 0.03, and then you have your banker daily. However, this method is kind of costly, so I would say, as I said, stack is the better way to go, in my opinion. Yeah, so let's just keep on scrolling through. Obviously here are the mining stages, so beginning with 200 and then going down the ladder every 1 million TRON. This increases exponentially. So you have 6,000 TRON for one banker, and then at the end, obviously those levels are when the engine really starts to kick off and boost in, when one banker costs 16,000 TRX to mine. This will take some time, but trust me, the time this takes to get down to those levels is less than you will probably think. So it really is worth it to get into the early stages when people are dumping their banker, selling it on the market for TRON at prices of 2 TRX, 4 TRX. Just imagine looking at any gambling casino out there. You have for 888 TRON, you have, I think it's around 3,000 right now for one 888 token, and that's just through gambling. And here you have a solid way of estimating how the price will move once we reach certain stages. And obviously, once stages 21 is complete, mining ends, 21 million tokens are mined, but this will take a long time to finish those last stages, and this is where the banker price will really explode. Yeah, then we have the banker depot. This is super amazing. We used to have a game, or we do still have a game called Rocket. In this game, people would compete against each other for the leader position and earn a share of the dividend pool, and also instant payouts, obviously being the captain leader, and a portion of this is then deposited into the banker depot, where people can stake their banker to not only hold banker as a store of value, but also earn TRX dividends through their banker. And obviously, as more people play the games, the dividend pool increases or decreases respectively, and as the mining levels increase, it will be more and more difficult to actually earn a stake of this rocket pool, or this banker depot pool. Yeah, so now we have stack. Stack really is one of the most interesting aspects of the network. It's one of the newest additions. It released shortly after Credits V2. And in Stack, it's basically possible for you to deposit your banker at a fee of 10% in and 10% out. So let's say you deposit 100,000 banker tokens. You would have 90,000 stack tokens. And if you would sell those 90,000 stack tokens, you would then lose another 10%. So you'd be left with 81,000 stack tokens or banker if you decide to sell early before you ROI'd. The ROI on this is around 50 days if you got in, but there's never too late and never too early for this stack addition of Banker. It just depends on if you get in now, you'll ROI in 3 months, and if you get in 3 months, you will ROI in 3 months after that. So it's always it's for a pretty constant rate of ROI over here. Yeah, so basically you just keep on stacking your Banker, you keep on rolling it. When rolling Banker and stack, you obviously also pay a 10% fee on the rolls, and that is also distributed to the community back again. Yeah, so basically this is Stack for you. If you want more details on Stack, it's basically credits with Banker, so relatively stable, relatively solid, and obviously also always keep an eye on the amount of stack within the pool. We log in here. This will obviously give you an idea of the dividend pool and of the supply taken off the market. So we have 4 million Banker in this stack contract right now, and our dividend pool is at 400,000 almost. So once those numbers do start dropping, it's just important to keep an eye on it, but just be sure that this number will almost always keep on pouring out Banker, and ROI is mostly guaranteed. Obviously, in the future, additions will be put in the network, so this will make this video obsolete. But until now, it's a great way to grow your Banker stack. We can actually look at my Banker really quickly. I have 50,000 Banker. I'm earning 100 Banker daily through this, and I began with 60,000 Banker, so I'll ROI at around 66,000 Banker in stack. So this is my in and out fee that is then ROI'd. So we can see here 94 Banker from today. Let's just roll this in there, and you can see my stack increased, and those numbers slightly went up. Yeah. So back to the white paper. Yeah. So obviously we have a dividend pool, as I said, and it's just a really easy way to grow your Banker. Now this is one of the most interesting ways, or one of the most friendly ways for new people to get into the Bankroll network. It's called Save. Save basically is a savings account for your TRON. You can deposit your TRON in there with a 0% fee. You don't pay any in and out fees and none of that. So basically you just have a one-to-one in and out. And whenever you deposit TRON in here, you start to mine Banker. So this really gives you the opportunity to tap into the full potential of the network through simply mining Banker and then starting to stack the Banker in stack, keep on growing your stack passively, and at zero cost. So this basically makes it more efficient than any voting you can do on the network for any super representatives, and it's the simplest way to just deposit your TRON in there, leave it in there, let it grow, and as we can see, if you say have 250,000 TRX in there, you'll earn about 39 Banker daily. If you ask me, this is one of the most easy ways to really get a hold of some Banker without even having to spend a single TRX. So if you have TRX laying around in your wallets, on your exchanges or somewhere, it's not a bad idea to maybe put a portion of this into Save, since there's nothing that can really go wrong due to the smart contracts implemented by the network. And again, we have different levels of staking, so if you stake 500,000 TRON in there, you'll mine at 100% efficiency. So basically, as the more TRON you deposit, the more Banker you will earn through those stakes. Now, I'm really sorry. Now this is something called swap. This is something more complicated to get into, since this is about providing liquidity for the network. So let's say you own some Banker and you own some TRX. You will deposit equal amounts of value for Banker and TRX into the swap protocol, and through depositing those two tokens in equal amounts to the pool, you basically act as a liquidity provider. So whenever someone else wants to buy TRON or sell their Banker, better this way, someone wants to sell their Banker, you will provide the TRON you deposited to the buyer, and you will earn some Banker. Now let's say someone else wants to buy Banker. You will give them the TRON and you will earn Banker. So basically it almost levels out in the end. So there's no real discrepancy. On some days you'll have more TRON, some days you'll have more Banker, but overall your deposits are pretty safe, since the pool is so large that you only provide a certain percentage of the stake, and you will also earn fees, obviously. So you will earn 0.3% fees whenever a trader makes a transaction of the total liquidity you provided. So just another way to provide liquidity to the community, provide liquidity for buyers and sellers, and also earn some exchange fees. So just imagine owning a part of Binance. This is basically what Swap is and will be in the near future once this network gets out there to the people and starts to grow, and with more adoption, obviously, more fees will be generated. So really interesting here. Almost like Uniswap in a way, if you want to compare it to this, but just for one token, being TRON and Banker. And obviously, if you are interested in more details on the percentage fees and all this, you can obviously always head back to the white paper, to this section, and just check it out, what's going on here. Also, important is that players can remove liquidity at any time, so there's no fee on removing the liquidity. It's basically there forever, it's going to stay there forever, or if you remove it, nothing really happens. You just receive your Banker and your TRON back that you provided for the liquidity. So again, almost a pretty risk-free environment if you're cool with having some more Banker on some days and some more TRON on the other days. So if you're pretty happy with your stack size, you can always deposit something a little bit in there and just see how it goes for you, and then depending on how much you want to get into there, see how your stack grows and see how those 0.3% fees, earning fees, play out for you. Yeah, that's basically it for Swap. Obviously more detail over here, but that's basically how Swap works. Now I think this video is getting kind of long, but I will try to just really quickly look at the TRON side on this network, and then I'll talk about the ETH side of the network. I think, yeah, here. So this is also the TRON side of the network. So basically credits V2, same as credits, 10% in, 10% out, and basically you earn, what this does is 2% of the 10% that you pay in and out are used to buy Banker from the Swap protocol. So what this does is it buys up Banker and buys it up, buys it up, and buys it up from the Swap providers. So basically decreasing the size of Banker in the network, and then stripping out Banker to at 2% daily. So so basically in credits V2, same as credits V1, you have a 10% fee. However, 2% of those fees are then used to buy back Banker from the Swap protocol. And that basically earns you, by being in V2, earns you Banker and TRON dividends passively, which is really, really amazing. So yeah, here you have the definition. So there's a 10% fee on rolls that are distributed as the following: 8% towards the dividend drip pool, which is the classic dividend pool that we know, and 2% go towards buying back Banker through Swap. So the Banker purchased from Swap will go to a separate Banker dividend pool, and this strips at 2%. So if the balance goes to credits holders, so basically it slowly starts stripping Banker to credits holders, which is really amazing and really continues to provide exposure of Banker to people that play to win in this network. Yeah. So again, you have this classical 10% fee, 10 in, 10 out, and 2% of Banker going to the Swap protocol and to the buybacks, basically. And again, if you're interested in the math for working out before depositing what you will earn daily, you can always check out this formula here. If you're interested in this, leave it in the comments below, and I will post this formula for you in there if you are interested, so you can work out how much Banker you will earn in the end, right? Yeah, so, and I think we are down to almost the last TRON side of the Bankroll Network, which is Daily Plus. And Daily Plus is similar to credits. However, in this scenario, we have a 50% fee at the beginning. So, you deposit 100,000 TRON, you will receive 50,000 TRON. Now, this may seem scary at the beginning. I know it sounds scary, but there is no need to fear, trust me. In return for the fee, you'll receive day tokens. They are just like TRON, and they will always be exchangeable for TRON. There is never a risk that you cannot exchange your day tokens back to TRON, since the way the dividend pool works is that the TRON is then rolled into day, so the day is always exchangeable one-to-one to TRON. So basically, what happens here is that the day holders receive a never-ending dividends from this constantly dripping pool, which is 5% on buy-ins on instant fees. So this is really amazing. If a whale gets in and you were in before this whale gets in, you will earn 5% instantly on this purchase, which is really nice sometimes to wake up and to see, boom, suddenly it's you earn 2,000 TRON through a single deposit or a sell, depending on what happens. And basically, the dividend drip pool pays out 2% daily. So similar to the buyback of credits, this one drips out 2% as well. And every time you press roll in Daily Plus, you earn Banker as well. So continuing to increase your Banker stack, continuing to grind those mining levels, and making Banker more rare, more valuable, and more interesting to hold, since we have stack where we can grow those funds, right? Remember from before, we could grow funds through Banker and through stack. Sorry. So what happens here is that you earn those day tokens, and the best idea to play this one is just keep on rolling until you have ROI to 50%, which would be at 100,000 day tokens, at which point you can then begin to withdraw TRON or just keep on rolling and to just increase your day size and keep your dividends at an almost constant level, or you can begin withdrawing TRON and start to reap the benefits of your ROI'd daily contract. So as it says here, this will fluctuate over time, decreasing as more day are purchased by other players and increasing as other players sell their day. So on some days you'll earn more TRX, on some days you will earn less. However, earning less is a good sign, since people are continuing to deposit more TRX into the div pool. And obviously they're also paid out by the minute, so you have it instantly, which is really great, and the TRON network is perfect for providing those instant dividends. When rolling, you obviously pay the 50% fee again, and this basically continues to keep up the network with constant TRX dividends, since when on every roll you basically pay 50%. So this continues to grow and grow and grow and grow, and BT calls this a perpetual money machine. Again, here you have levels. So for every 50,000 TRON, day tokens you are holding, the level goes up by 2x. And there are 10 different levels. So at 500k a day, you will have maxed out your Banker earning through this. Yeah, so I think this might be interesting for us to look at as well. So basically, the dividend pool. If you're interested in the math, again, let me know and I can send you those formulas, or you can take them from the whitepaper yourself. But what this basically says is that the daily dividend pool will keep on growing as more people join the network, and you will basically ROI in a given amount of time, depending on when you entered day and when you left day, and if you're still rolling, if you're not rolling. So this is a little bit more complicated, but I can definitely say the way to play this daily is the best way to earn TRON, the best way to earn Banker, if you keep on rolling. And the good thing about this machine is that there's no way for you to lose once you've ROI'd. So because you can always swap back into TRON with your DAY tokens, there's no real way for you to lose anything at all, basically. Yeah, and Boost. Yeah, we can talk about this real quick. Boost is just like credits. Doesn't mine Banker, but it does mine Banker. I forgot. Sorry, it does mine Banker. It's just like credits. 10% in, 10% out. Get in, roll till you ROI to 20%, and then just keep on enjoying your free BTT divs. So it's really all about ROIing and Bankroll. It's really all about getting in, playing to win, being a part of the community, and just really enjoying rolling on the network. I think the only thing I can advise you is to play to win and start to play those machines, because after 50 to 90 days you will have ROI'd, and from then it's just pure profits and pure free crypto in a way. So yeah, I think this was it from the TRON side, from the non-retired contracts. Yep. So basically this was the Bankroll TRON side white paper walkthrough. Let me know if you want me to do another video on this, if you liked it or not, if I can improve on something in those videos. But I think we covered the TRON side pretty well today, and I think I will post the ETH side in the next video. So have a great day, guys. Jonathan Kurt, third is out. Enjoy, keep on rolling, play to win, and enjoy your dividends. Peace out, guys.